What's up, guys? Zach here from Career 42 again with the feature card from Fallasburg Park in Lowell, Michigan. Round 1 coverage. We are on the back 9 now for our feature event. Super excited to give you guys this coverage again on the commentator's mic tonight. We have Zach O'Haron and
I'm Donut.
So super excited to have Donut back again for the commentator's mic. Thanks again to all the sponsors for this tournament, helping them fire it, including Touch Twins, and including we have one of them on our card today. So super excited to have them.
I hope it's the dog.
It is not the kangaroo/dog, no. Here's our front 9 scores. We have Ian, Reid, and Willie kind of in a close battle, while Dan and Sancho are just a couple strokes behind at 1 down. But still plenty of time to recover those shots, including hole 10, a 214-foot hole, par 3. The drone is taking the central gap right now, which I like to try to take, but a lot of them will try to take the far right gap. There's a lane out that direction. I don't see it because I don't throw it very often, but they do, and some of them are pretty good at it, so we'll see how they do with that.
This is one of those rude Michigan holes. If you come up to one of these and you heard people throw righty hyzers, the best way to look at it is to walk all the way down the hole, stand by the basket, and then look where your disc is going to crash. Mm-hmm. So, right there.
Right there.
Good shot, Reid.
Yeah, Reid just going with a forehand. He's going straight up the gut, and he got a good tree and a good land, so.
Yeah, so you can kind of look up there, look back and to your left, and you can, those are the best ways to see those lines, because they're hard to see from the tee. You know, you can see where the trees are, but that doesn't really help you if you can get through.
Sancho going way wide right, and he actually nicks a tree, going to keep push him a little farther right than he wanted, but...
That's a little too far right.
Yep.
Okay.
He's about pin high, so he had good power, it's just a touch too wide. Willie taking that same gap, but going a little more inside route, and hits that last big tree, that split tree there that you have to avoid to try to get up towards the basket.
Yeah, good line, maybe wrong disc from Willie there. He sawed it off a little bit.
Could be, maybe he just didn't give it quite enough. Ian missed everything, actually. I was a little surprised at that. I ended up on the left side, but he'll have an open look up the hill.
Yeah, he might have a rough stance on that hill, though.
Yep.
He's kind of on the wrong side of the crest. He'd like to be another 4 feet forward.
Yep. Dan also taking that wide right, and I think this disc, it hit the split tree on the side of the other one that, who hit? Willie hit, but maybe not enough power, or maybe this could touch too much hyzer.
Willie slipping a little bit on the jump there,
Yep.
kind of to be expected, but, I mean, good bid.
It looks like a gorgeous day. It's that weird Michigan weird.
Oh, Dan.
It looked good.
Oh.
Out of his hand, I thought that was in.
That.
So here's Sancho coming out of the woods. Pretty good bid from him. Just a little bit wide. He had an obstructed look there. Good CTP there from someone who won
that's
that.
nuts.
I think that's the 50-50 hole, too, for this tournament. So,
good job.
yeah, nice shot there. And Ian just a touch low again off the basket. He's had 3 of them like that now.
Yeah, this hole specifically can be real tough to read elevation, especially with this lighting.
Yep.
Kind of does weird things to how high you think the basket is. Reid banging it in, 8 pocket as he would call it.
There's another.
Ian, bounce off his disc. Do it. Oof.
No, he won't. There was another flag I think out there, which was potentially a long putt, and I think they paused for a minute because they were trying to figure out if that was it or not.
Oh.
So Reid was like, "I'm not moving. Like if that's a long putt, I'll take it."
Sure. A lot of these MPO players really almost known for not marking their CTBs and long putts,
Right.
Because they pretend that they don't care about them.
I mean, it's a 50-50. They'll make sure of it.
Oh, sure. That makes sense.
That's probably the one they definitely keep
They claim to be more worried about the tournament than a free disc.
for sure.
I don't care. I'll take a free disc.
Hole 11 now, 279 feet. This is another spray and pray kind of hole. You really want to hit right through that gap where the drone just went. Let your disc be very overstable, fade through this space, kind of drift down past this tree there on the left side. Try to avoid the trees the drone is about to hit.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. This is day 2, okay? Leave me alone. The worst part about the drone right now, an advanced feature of the drone is that it has sensors on it, so it won't let me get too close to trees. Reid hit an early tree, almost got a good kick as it was going to keep going towards the basket, but then the second tree stopped it short.
Yeah, it looks like going to be a routine up and down from Reid from there. not what he wants, but it's what he's going to get.
Sancho hit the first gap. And that's an overstable disc. Like
I think he likes that lane. He might have actually aimed for that long and wide line and try to overthrow.
Yeah, you're supposed to, and try to get that disc to kind of...
It's almost like a comeback putt for your birdie.
Yep. Willie throwing
This
his
awesome
inside.
Willie.
And he misses everything except that last tree, but a good bush catch.
Willie kind of playing the hole the way it was designed.
Yes.
Not trying to break it down at all.
There is an inside route, which is, in the best way I can describe it, dangerous. Some people try to go for it. I personally don't. I just know better.
Sounds like an AM thing. Here's Dan.
He's going lower with this one.
And he looks like he's going for the skip.
Yep, and he went with the right gap, which is tighter, but if you get a good skip off of it.
Yeah, I think he wanted to throw that with the same angle, but more power, low like that, so that it hits the ground at high speed instead of that mid speed where he hit.
Yeah.
Reid running from inside 200, but
caught a tree early.
occasionally gets punished there.
Yeah, a little uncharacteristic from him, so he's going to have another look here from wide. And that's going to be hyzered out. He'll likely tap that in now. Kind of unfortunate for him. His first bogey of the day. Here's Dan now. There's Dan's putting back there for you.
Dude is so aggressive.
And it works.
Yeah, if he misses basket on that, he's 100 long.
But he's...
Like actually 100.
Right.
With dead center every time. I don't know.
When you're that good. Sancho just short. Just a tad.
Sancho probably still a little spooked from a couple holes ago.
Sure.
When he took that unfortunate bogey.
Yeah, from that wind push.
That's a really tough thing to recover from.
You'll notice Willie handing Ian's mini back. He lost his mini a few holes ago. I think on hole 9. So he's been borrowing Ian's. Ian's being a nice guy.
Come on, Ian.
This is
Make him throw from behind his disc.
Make him putt those extra 8 inches. They're relevant.
That's how Paul Macbeth does it. Willie can too.
Dan marking his longest putt from there. Nice shot from him.
Reid not loving his bogey look here. Easy routine putt for him, but certainly not going to be happy with that one. He wants to catch back up to Willie there.
Yeah.
Taking the lead at
5 down.
5 down.
Yeah, for sure. 12 now, 277 feet, par 3. Really tight off the tee again. Not too narrow in the middle of the fairway here, but you really just want something dead straight the whole way. Again, it plays a little longer than this. The basket probably sitting 8 feet above the tee pad itself. It's a little uphill, but it kind of goes up and over a hill.
Just overhead.
You can see it here really well from Willie's point. It looks like it just goes up the hill and then flat.
Yeah, tough to bang right at it with a putter with this angle. Need something a little less stable than you'd normally throw, and a little more glide, throw it a little higher up into the air.
I'm pretty sure that's his wasp.
That's perfect. Whether it is or is not.
We've seen him in a couple other tournaments as well. I think Smash, where we saw Willie throw that wasp really, really well.
Yeah, a lot of times when players throw up and over hills like this, they get too much nose up in there, and you're going to see these discs hyzer out way earlier than the players expected.
And that's a great throw from Ian there. That looks like a glow rock from him.
Yeah, that must be his beat up one, because he sat that down perfect.
Here's Dan. This is looking good. Dead straight. A little ground action. 3 for 3. He's inside circle as well.
Sancho opting forehand. I did not expect this. Is he rolling, or is that a flex shot?
I think he was going for flex shot.
Just kind of missed his release angle a little bit. he get by that tree?
No, he hit the tree.
Okay.
And he's short and to the right.
Reid really feeling that bogey and then walking into a wooded hole.
Another Michigan hole.
Not Reid's favorite, but that's okay.
I don't know this for certain. I think his goal was probably to lay that out wide and then have it turn into a roller maybe. Or that's what I thought it looked like when I watched him throw, but I just don't know. It could have been he was just trying to pitch out.
Sancho, beautiful up after an unusual drive,
Yeah.
I would say. Uncharacteristic of a great player like Sancho.
Reid, right on pin, like pin level, just a little short.
Yep. I love this hoodie. I really do.
It looked really clean.
Yeah, the pattern is so good, but it would be a little overwhelming on the whole jacket, I think.
Sure.
The solid blue fits the logo really nice, but you still get some flair in there. Nice hoodie, Willie. And we tap in our 3 birdies. Reid with his bogey. Sancho to tap in the only par of the card. No spoilers, but...
I'm pretty sure this is safe to say this is not a spoiler from these distances here. Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Good job, Sancho. You tapped it in.
That is a driver in his hand?
Oh, yeah. That's probably the disc that he threw into the woods, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it is, too. Just 2-disc boy.
He's got to get the good karma back. He also didn't want to go back to his Lowe's basket and exchange disc. It's got to be really difficult. He's got some winter clothes in there.
Hole 13 now, 390 feet. This is kind of a tweener for me in par-wise. I feel like par 4 is too easy, and I feel like par 3 is like slightly too hard. It's doable. It's only 390 feet, but if you really get aggressive and your disc hyzer's too early or turn it over, you're going down the hill, and it's a big hill.
The best way to describe it par-wise, I think, is the definitely the bonus birdie of MPO.
Oh, this is, huge.
So these players can all hit it, but it's tough.
And Willie's feeling it. He's trying to get aggressive, and he hits into those woods on the right side there. He's going to be stuck behind some bushes, but...
Pretty mild punish.
Yep.
There for that aggressive line. He'll probably end up with a 3 anyways.
He can try to go under him or maybe like flick over him or something.
Yeah, he can probably do a...
The play really is to go short and into the gap. And this shocked me when I watched this throw. He threw that, and it flipped really, really late. Like, it didn't flip right out of his hand. It just took days to flip and then just sat there for forever. So, Dan now with he's going to keep his low. He's playing the setup shot. His mid-range game is so good, there's no reason for him to try to...
Yeah, I like this throw from Dan. Dan isn't the biggest power driver out of MPO. He kind of builds his 1,000-rated game out of the rest of his game.
His putting, mostly.
Yeah, awesome putt, good ups, a lot of putter shots.
Sancho turning this one over. This is also a late turnaround. I don't remember there being wind on this hole, like a significant amount. We are on top of the hill.
Yeah, I think there's some strange action going out there. There might be a small swirl. It might even be overhead where you can't feel it as well with these strange clearings in the middle of the woods here.
Yeah, and Reid kind of, I don't know if he grip locked it or what happened there, but he leaves that far left wide, and he's mostly down that hill there. He's going to have a recovery situation trying.
Reid might be dealing with the disc golf demons after those
two
bogeys.
Yeah.
He might have some stuff to figure out before round 2.
There's Gauntlet from Dan Treece there. That's textbook, right? Textbook setup for par.
I mean, that's how you win all the amateur tournaments is with that exact
style.
Play there is throwing it out into the fairway right in the center, putting your upshot underneath the basket, and then dropping the third shot in.
Right.
And Dan will absolutely go for all the birdies that he thinks he can get, but he probably just doesn't think he has this one.
And that's fair. Like, this is a very... Like, it's one thing to have 400 power. It's another thing to have 400 power dead straight with 2 sloping hills on both sides.
Right, you could end up like Willie ending up with the same score but having to work really, really hard for it.
Right.
I'm sure Dan's mental game is feeling a lot better than Willie's right now, even though they're both tapping in their threes.
Right. There's a nice little roll from Sancho there. Here's Ian saying nice things to us, like, don't be mean to me. Get nice and close.
He's running.
Yeah, he was.
My
100% was running that. That also looked like gold out of his hand. I thought for sure that was a big bang in.
Those are the best runs, too, is when you miss and then your disc lands comfortably next to the basket. So, I mean, that's just an awesome shot no matter where it ends up.
Reid just over the top there trying for his par save there. So now he's got up the hill again. He actually has two little twigs in front of him that he has to keep it under, if I recall correctly. But he's able to get it.
Reid's got that awesome mentality where when you can't affect the twigs, you can't get around them, you have to go through them. You just convince yourself that they're not there.
Yeah.
And play as if they weren't there and assume that the disc is going to fly perfectly. It does. Reid drops down dead center. Tough to take a third bogey in a row. It's the wrong kind of turkey, but I mean, that's an awesome shot to finish that hole.
Yeah. It could have been a 5 easily, and nice putt to save it for that bogue.
I love watching Dan fling his putter like that. So fun.
So pretty textbook 3 from Dan there. I mean, you're right. I think for an amateur player, that's literally textbook how you play it. If you're a guy with the power of Willie and have like a disc that will fly that straight for that long, you go for it.
Right.
Oh, there goes his discraft basket.
Is that what we're calling it now? Discraft basket?
He put a sign on it that said discraft.
Oh.
I think they should make them. Discraft, you should make those. I'd buy one in a heartbeat. All right, hole 14, 271 feet, par 3. Really far downhill. You're really just throwing something kind of through either of these two gaps. Try not to get too aggressive because if you go past the basket, you're going to find yourself in a lot of trouble. And whoever's flying this drone needs to get good.
That was you, Zach.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. My bad. So, those are those sensors activating saying, don't get close to that tree. I was like, I don't want to be, so move forward. So, Willie's going to start us off here. A lot of putters on this hole.
Yeah, tough with these downhill courses. You're really trying to get it to sit as far as you possibly can down.
Ooh, Willie had something on the pad there that bothered him. He turned this one over. He's going right. Should be able to go up and down from that spot, though. Last year, I played in the Fallasburg Open in AM3, and this is the hole where I literally kissed off the top of the basket. If it had been down 4 inches farther, I would have aced it. This is the only close one I've ever had in a tournament. Ian now also going putter. And that one just kind of turned over early on him. He's going to be on the left side of that fairway in that brush. And this is actually a really tricky pin location to attack because if you are any too aggressive, your disc will go all the way down the hill.
Right, you're almost forced to play a putter regardless of stability or what you want it to do. Dan having an unusual problem, discs hitting too soon.
Yeah, down.
See a lot of these discs float or have some hyzer or anhyzer issues, but not a lot of discs end up in the gully after not hitting anything.
And that's probably the best shot you can do from Sancho.
Yep.
Hit the top of the hill, let the disc skip and do its work on the way down.
Sancho's really last chance here to start
making a run,
bringing out birdies and attacking the bottom of lead card next round or the top of chase.
Yep. Reid still trying to get past those last few holes here. Had an early release there, hit an early tree. So now he's probably 250 feet out, and he has a beautiful second shot there. It was a wonderful second shot. I almost want to say that's a Reid stamped disc, too. Looks like it had his logo on it. Here's Dan from way out. And running it is just...
The classic Dan Treece layup.
Yeah, it's just illogical to run that.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a smart play.
Here's Ian. That's also very smart. Again, if you hit the basket, you'll roll away. It's just such a dangerous slope.
Disc golfers, I want to see more upside down shots from those. I want the disc to land on the lid, and you'll get a Willie. You get a lot more comfortable slides like that,
sure.
where the rim of the disc doesn't catch onto the ground like it does when it's right side up.
Sure.
I think it's not something you should do in a tournament if you've never done it before, but Might be something to check out on a casual round. Throw a second disc.
Yeah.
Check out how it slides.
Ian checking out one of the other markers for longest putter CTP.
He's probably looking for Willie's mini.
That's probably fair. He wants to give that back to him.
He's probably looking for his own mini that Willie lost.
Yeah, it's on hole 9. I'm telling you.
I think I'm
And they're checking out that CTP there. Or the longest putt. They're trying to figure out which one is which. So, hole 15 now, 271 feet. Again, downhill off the beginning of the pad there, it drops straight down. And then you want a disc that's going to turn over around this corner, kind of like an S-shaped shot, and then have it land towards the basket. Really tricky. Honestly, for me, I feel like that log on the right side, if you forehand it in that gap, as long as you attack aggressively to that log, that'll catch it and leave you inside circle.
Let's try to ruin your disc into the log.
Well, I'll just skip the off-ground edge,
yeah.
yeah. It's a soft log. It's half rotted.
Oh, perfect.
So it'll catch it and not damage a thing.
Yeah, there you go.
I've thought this through, I swear. No. Willie's really good at this turnover stuff. Spoilers, he's going to throw this really well.
Yeah, Willie really flexing back from his days when he threw 0 forehands.
Yeah.
He learned a lot about his putters and his turnovers from that era. And now he can, if he gets that forehand dial in, he's going to be the biggest all-around player.
Yeah, his putter throws off the tee are stellar.
Yeah,
his Challenger OSs and his Wasp throws are amazing to watch. Ian hit an early tree there. Now Dan's coming off. He's leaked a little bit to the right through those woods, and he's also hit an early tree. He's going to have to scramble for his par.
That's a Reid stamp disc. Reid has an awesome stamp.
Yes, he does. That thing is hot. I have one. And there's the tree that I was talking about. He hit the very corner of it, kind of pushed him a little farther away than I wanted, but that's the play, right? Get aggressive, let it roll into that stump.
That's an easy putt for Reid.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
If you want some Reid Frescura stamped discs, I don't know
Hit him
where
up on
every
Facebook.
place to find them, but I know he's all over Facebook selling several different molds for Discraft.
I just got a sweet double stamped Z line, Big Z Force, I think. It's very, very cool. You'll see it on the giveaway at some point. Dan hitting an early tree, unluckily. Taking another run at it. That's an overstable putter. Tap in there for his bogey. Here's Ian. Just a touch short. I know Ian's been going back and forth with his putters as well. He's been putting with P2s and then with Fireflies.
Okay.
I know that Andrew
old
Marwee's
school.
been putting with the Fireflies, and he's really been loving it.
Really?
The putting league video that we posted not too long ago, he's putting with them, and I putt with them as well. I was his teammate, so I've really enjoyed them so far as well. I also putt with P2s too, so they're pretty similar. The Firefly just kind of drops down a little bit faster.
That was the hottest putter in disc golf when it came out. The Firefly. A lot of people talk about those days, but kind of fallen out of favor recently.
That's Nate Sexton's new brand. It's making a resurgence. All right, here's Sancho.
Oh my gosh.
That's probably the ugliest spit out we've seen in a while.
Yeah, he's trying to force the putter into the basket to make sure nothing weird happens.
Yeah.
But then he actually creates the weird thing that happens.
Yeah, and it's just unlucky there through the spit. All right, here's the big hole now. Hole 16, 778 feet, par 5, and this is a true par 5 in my opinion. First shot, you're trying to land into this first opening right here before the short pads. Your second shot, you're trying to get past these layers of these 2 baby pine trees and these 2 normal trees that are bare right there. Trying to get past that. If you get a really good first shot, you might have a big hyzer look and trying to attack the basket, but I don't think I've ever seen or heard of anyone hitting a 3 recently from the longs. It's an incredible...
It's kind of one of those things that happens instead of a plan.
Yeah.
And you don't have to listen to all those old golfers that demand that everything's a par 3. You can make up your own rules. Par 5 it is. It's 800 feet. Come on.
And Willie crushes this.
Willie's trying to 2 it.
He's something. Holy smokes. Like, that is a monster drive that's probably 500 feet.
Yeah, anytime Willie's nuke turns over, you know it's he's lining up for something special.
I think it was a Zeus.
That's a Zeus?
I think it was a Zeus. I could be wrong. Reid getting a little unlucky there at Heiser's early into that cove of trees, so he's going to have an obstructed look for his second shot there, just short of the short pin, or short pad, excuse me. And you can see the wind picking up now.
Yeah, sorry, Ian. It's not going to help your turnover out. He's looks like he just got this side of the brush, which is fortunate for him, but still not an ideal shot.
Right. And you can see their hats are coming back on. The sun's gone away. Weather's getting a little colder again. Clouds are coming back in. Don't worry, Mother Nature's got more surprises for us coming up. His went in the same spot as Ian's, just a little farther behind it. He's in that cove as well. And honestly, for me, like, after watching Dan's Treece shot, you heard, once you saw Willie's shot, you could hear Dan Treece talking about, it was disgusting. That shot was just gross. That's got to be a kind of a mental challenge, of being like, what do I do to back that up? Like,
yeah, a lot of times it's easier to throw last on a card, where you get to see everyone's shot, evaluate the wind, maybe change your play based on what your opponents did, or gain some new information about something you didn't think of, or the course. Mm-hmm. But sometimes after Willie goes first, or some of the crazy huge shots, it's so intimidating that can just ruin you.
Especially for like some of these guys, like Dan, for example, just doesn't have the same power as Willie.
Right,
they play two different styles of game.
Completely different game.
Right, and so from Dan's point of view, this should be an easy 5, right? His game is consistent enough to where he should not take anything worse than a 5 here. And Willie's kind of knocking on the door of saying, "Hey, I'm going to take a 3. You really want to lose 2 strokes to me?"
Right.
And so like that forces Dan to say, "Okay, I got to kind of get outside of my comfort zone here and maybe try to shave a stroke off, take a little more aggressive line."
Right. Really commit to the 4 instead of maybe trying to get it.
Yep. I really like this play. He had almost no look here.
Absolutely rips a roller.
And that gets through on the other side. That actually is probably one of the better case scenarios from that position. He is dead in the water here. You see Dan having almost no look here.
Yeah, there's kind of a window high, but it's not really where you want to be. Dan kind of fighting through the tree branches low.
Dan has no idea how that went through.
Oh, really?
Dan talked to me for like 2 seconds. Was like, shoulder shrug. It went through. I got out in the open.
Good for him. It was almost like an air bounce where he left his hand low further than you normally would, and then tilted the nose up to get the disc some height there. Awesome shot.
All right, so here's Willie, and here's the tricky part. Even though this shot is as amazing it is, there's almost no real line from this position. So he's going to try to go low.
Oh, he slipped.
He did, and he left the disc real low. So kind of takes away his 3 look, but he should have an up and down for his birdie.
Yeah, lucky with that slip there that his disc still went straight.
Yep.
Did not fly at all how he wanted, but he's going to be in the fairway. And
Dan Treece's mid-range game, activate. I'm pretty sure that's his gauntlet again. So here's Reid. He's going to go wide left of those guardian trees, and try to attack the basket.
Beautiful shot from Reid.
Yep, just on the edge of circle, I believe.
He skillfully put it right behind what I believe to be the long putt.
Yep. Here's Willie's long run at 3. Now you'll notice their umbrellas are starting to come out. It started to drizzle. So rain has now come back into the picture. You can see it starting to get on the lens of the camera there.
Yikes.
And as we get closer and closer to the end of hole 16, it starts turning into like a sleet and really nasty, watery rain, like snowy rain.
Great for the hands.
Oh yeah, it is awful. Like the weather's about to get really nasty.
This starts to test some of your plastic too, where if you have like ESP or Star plastic, you still have a little bit of grip there, and you can really grab your disc.
Oof.
But if you get into Z and Champion plastic, if that gets a drop of water on it, it is so slick, and you cannot grab the inside of it at all. you almost have to grab it with the palm of your hand.
Sancho with a good catch. That basket grabbed it.
Yeah, Sancho's got some searching to do with the basket. He's got to make friends with it between rounds here. Having a little bit of troubles. Not even with his putts. His form looks awesome. His lines look good. His game has looked good today. But he's had two really unfortunate things happen with the wind and the basket, and it's affecting him.
Oh, Ian missing out just on the little dinker there. Unfortunately.
Yeah, that might be some weather considerations where his hand is kind of cramping up a little bit. He's just not feeling comfortable in the cold.
Trying to rush it, maybe.
Get some grip issues. Closing your hand all the way and then opening it up all the way.
Willie's like disappearing into the woods right now.
He's looking for his mini, dude.
Hopefully he finds it over
there. Yeah, that wasn't a bathroom break. He was looking for his mini.
All right, hole 17 now, 342 feet. Pretty standard righty hyzer line. You see the short pad for the next hole up there by the basket. So you want to go short of that and to the left. Pretty open hole there. You just really want to get in the open space.
This is really the easy two for MPO.
Yeah.
Or should be. Kind of double checks your hyzer game. 342 is well within everyone's range here.
I do find it interesting. I've watched a lot of people play this hole, and Willie does a really nice job of staying in the circle. So many people will go 80 feet short and 80 feet long.
Really?
It's really, really weird. I don't think it's the distance that throws them off. It could be that the measurement's just off by a little bit, as Reid is a little upset with this shot. I don't
Reid
think
had some strange thumb action there, turning the disc.
He's going to have a long putt.
His turn was right. He just tried to leave it on hyzer the whole time.
Right.
So that disc didn't turn at all. He just missed his angle.
It's just a weird hole. And here's Dan. He's not happy with this. He's throwing it short. So this is pretty classic for what I've seen a lot of people do. Just throw it awkwardly short. Now, he's about only 40 feet short there, so that's a makeable putt for him, but it's still just like, for some reason, it just happens. Sancho going wide. If I recall correctly,
this looks like on the long side.
Yeah,
just like what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I just don't see many people just park it. Like, I'd be very interested to see a CTP map, right, of everyone's first shots and where everything lays. I think it'd be very interesting. Ian looking pretty good. It's got to miss this.
This is awesome. Yeah, you want to just get around the tree. It's a really good vantage point if you can kind of lean around and try to see it from the tee pad.
Yeah.
Beat the tree with your hyzer. Let it fall comfortably. If it skips, great. If it doesn't, that's fine.
Right.
You're in the circle.
Bang.
Yeah. Nice putt.
Real nice putt. And I wasn't recording. I wasn't looking at him at the recording time. I was actually over by Reid right there.
Reid running the basket as usual.
It's a pretty long putt. Like, I know that he thinks he can make that all the time because he's that good of a putter, but it's a pretty tough putt to have on a regular basis. So.
Right. Again, very confident in his comeback game here.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a very comfortable landing. But really, they're almost free runs from Reid.
Yeah. 100%. Prince, on the other hand, he is starting to run away with this on the card. He is 9 down. This is insanely hot for this course.
Yeah, Willie's putting on a clinic.
He's made almost no mistakes. Both the par fours, he showed exactly what you want to do, best case scenarios.
Yeah, kind of showing it, reminding everyone why he's been rated so high for so long.
Yeah.
Not rated quite as high as Mr. Frescura here, but the time that he's been at the top of disc golf in Michigan is astounding.
Yeah. And this is one of his more local courses, so anything could happen, right? Or not necessarily local, but they're definitely a course he's familiar with.
Absolutely.
Heading to hole 18 now, 362 feet. That pine tree on the right off the tee is really where a lot of people are going to go big hyzer, go around that tree, and they're going to try to use that open space on the right to attack the basket here. There's really no line going dead straight. You'll see amateurs probably try to do it, but realistically, it's not. And now you can see the precipitation starting to turn into that kind of sleet now, and you can start seeing it a little more.
Right.
It's wet and nasty now. Unfortunately, at this time as well, the main camera actually ran out of power. We had been recording on accident the last few holes in slow motion, so it used a lot of power pretty quickly. So just the catch cam now for the last hole. Willie on the first drive there was an excellent showcase, and Ian here backing it up as well, just out 20 feet, 25 feet.
Really similar to the last hole where it's just an easy righty hyzer. This one does bring into play the flex shot.
Yep.
If you don't have the power to do the big hyzer,
Right.
you can force something over that's really overstable and let it flex all the way back towards the basket.
You do need 420 power to get to this basket.
Yeah, absolutely.
Minimum, right? In order to, and so here, I think that's Reid, who's trying to go with a forehand line there.
Right, he was doing that force over I was talking about and just left it way too short. No, this is Reid. That was Dan.
Yes, you're correct. So again, forehand, force over, and that one he just left too low.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So accidentally commentated it correctly. Easy up shot, just trying to get out of this weather, back to the car.
Yeah.
Get a hot chocolate.
Between the rounds, it started snowing like aggressively, like big flakes of snow. It was like still really mushy. It was really weird, and so like luckily these guys are like at the very tail end of it. You can see on Sancho's back now he's been dry for the last several holes. All of a sudden his sweatshirt's wet again because the weather's nasty.
It looks just like hole one.
Yeah,
his sweatshirt looked just like that. That's funny. Ian's all wet. He must have been climbing in the bushes looking for Willie's mini, but dropping in the putt, circle's edge, looks awesome. Willie going with a different. Is that still a sweatshirt? Or is that a rain jacket?
It's a rain jacket.
Okay, that looks good too. Really busting out the fresh merch today.
Yeah, he is.
Looking good.
Best dressed today?
Today, yeah.
Willie Prince. So far, at least, what we've seen.
The basket's giving him a run for his money, but
yeah,
the sweatshirt kind of puts it over the edge.
Dan Treece with a nice looking rain jacket as well. He's got a similar one with the west side on the back.
If Reid had the rugby shorts in the snow with the basket, I think he'd take them.
Oh yeah, for sure. That'd be nice.
That'd be too much though.
So Prince hot on our feature card here, 10 down. That's just wow. 6 down on the back nine specifically. That's just a textbook what you want to be doing here. Rest of the card there, you see Reid kind of unlucky with the one over there, but our first layout here, Willie is going to be in the lead with a 48. Ian right on second place there, 6 down at 52. Bryce Noah also will be on our next card there. Thanks to our Patreon sponsors for getting us out here and doing extra covers. Thanks so much, and we'll see you at round 2.